It's the ultimate guide to anything Filipino in Las Vegas. This is the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide radio show on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everybody, and good evening. Welcome back to the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide here on PHLV Radio. For those that are new or tuning in for the first time, you can find us live on the PHLV Radio app, Facebook Live, as well as YouTube Live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. And you can also find our podcast on Spotify and iHeartRadio, as well as Apple Podcasts. So today I have a very lovely guest from Megaworld International. And for those that don't know, Megaworld International is an exclusive global marketing arm of the largest township developers in the Philippines. So they provide those one-of-a-kind real estate services in the international community, from the high-end condos that you see to office towers and shop houses, and my personal favorite, the lifestyle malls that you see all over the Philippines. So today, join me in welcoming John Pinaflor Jr. He is the Senior Manager of the Training and Business Development of Megaworld International. Thank you, John, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Kirimil, for that very well-researched introduction about the company that I've been working with. And yes, thank you also, Tito Bernie, for having us, for inviting us over for this show. Although it was just yesterday, we are so flattered to be, having a spot or a time with you guys, and take this chance to promote not only our company but also the Philippines, right? And I am John Pinaflor, you are right, and I am the current senior manager for the Training and Business Development Group of Megaworld International. And true too that we are the only international marketing arm of Megaworld Corporation, which is present to over 60 countries already, and of course one of which is the US. We have three physical offices across the board. We have one in San Diego, we have one in New York, and we also have one in LA, and hopefully we'll be able to have our office here in Las Vegas. More than that, yay. And more than that, we have about 7,000 plus international property ambassadors who have been passionately and doing their best to promote the properties in the Philippines, especially our options, not only office towers but also condominiums, housing lots, and a lot more. So there.
Wow, thank you so much, John. That's awesome. I really didn't know that it was you have 3 offices here in the States. I thought it was just all handled remotely in the Philippines.
No.
Yeah. So do you have like a tentative, planning for Las Vegas, or is it still under works?
See, Las Vegas, we have been coming here many times in the past, but this is my first time here, and I'm still working on my research about putting up an office here in Las Vegas. Permits in the US are no easy to get. You would really have to give them a lot of business studies, perhaps feasibility studies and all, and we would have to adhere to your policies and laws here. So it's no easy task, but we are getting there, and hopefully by 2025 latest, we'll have our own physical office here.
Wow, it's right around the corner,
Yep.
That's really exciting. So like you mentioned, there's 71,000, you said condos in places or real estate properties, right?
Oh no, 71,000 or 7,000 plus, sorry, 7,000 plus
7,000.
International property ambassadors. These are our sellers, or in other terms, these are our marketers present to over 60 countries, and one of which would be the America or USA. Yeah.
Okay. Out of those properties, I'm curious, which ones are the ones that are most well known?
Since Megaworld International, I forgot to mention, Megaworld Corporation, rather, we are not just talking about a building or two. We are actually marketing township developments. Megaworld Corporation pioneered that concept in the Philippines. And when we say a township development, this is a community within a bigger community, and everything that you may need is inside. So if we talk about the most famous ones, the most famous townships, I would want to believe that these townships or communities located in the metro, especially the ones very near the airport or international airports, one of which would be, say, Newport City, which is
Okay.
just across Terminal 3 or NAIA Terminal 3. Another famous project that we have been offering for many years now would be the ones in Boracay. As you may know, Boracay Island is
Mm.
very special. And one township development in Tagaytay, because it has a great view of the Taal volcano. And of
Wow.
course, the very first township that we marketed, which happens to be in the heart of Quezon City, we call this Eastwood City. So this is our paragon, our model of all the townships that we have been building for years now. Because again, every important components one resident would have is actually present inside. So the live component, the work component, the play component, the learn component, and of course the shop component. I mean, every girls love that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Wow. So talking about those different components, are you able to go into a little bit more detail? Especially like I'm curious what you mean by the work component and live obviously, but like work component. I'm curious about that.
Right. As I said earlier, Kiramil, do I say your name correctly? I just wonder.
Caramel.
Ciramel. Okay, sorry about that.
No,
My
it's okay.
Okay, Sirma, what a unique name. As I said earlier, since this is a township development, everything would just be a walk away from your residential, from your house or from your condominium. So when we say the work component, this would be the office towers that are also present just within. So when I talk about office towers, of course, that would be BPO offices, some government agencies even are located in our buildings, international offices, and a lot of international companies that are immersing in the Philippines and putting their headquarters in the country. The play component would be for, of course, as we may know, the play component would be some from open parks, perhaps cinemas around the area.
Oh.
Yep, we have it too. It's a complete and compacted development or community. While the shop component, obviously, for some reason, as we may know, malls, very important in
Mhm.
community. And live, work, play, and learn component, of course, would be for the educational institutions that we put in within our community, especially international schools. In fact, Cyril, British International School, Japanese International School, and the International School of Manila are minutes away. When I say minutes away, about a minute or 2 minutes away from within our township development from your
Wow.
condominium, residential option. So yeah.
Wow. So it really is all inclusive. This is like the pure definition of township. Everything is there. You don't have to worry about traveling or commuting, right?
That is
Wow.
that is correct. Especially in the Philippines, yes, we are known for pristine white sand beaches, a lot of great mountain ranges, and a lot more. Of course, we are known as Filipinos, we are known uh by our kind hearts and all, being generous and being
Mhm.
friendly. But we are also known by some negative things like the traffic jam in the country. But because of Mega World, because of our innovation and because of our initiatives into changing the face of the country, we build communities so to give, the luxury of convenience to all our buyers. So there,
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. And you know what's funny is my next question was going to ask you what sets you apart from other real estate properties, but I think that answer right there,
Yep. Right, right.
right there makes a difference. Like like I said, there's a lot of companies, not just in the Philippines, but in the States, that are always talking about real estate investment. But when you really narrow it down to, like you said, the points of work, play, lifestyle and leisure, and
Right.
knowing that it's all there, that is something that people are going to want to invest in, correct?
Right, that's correct, Cyril. But just so to add and to answer that question,
Yes.
I'd just like to highlight the fact that Megaworld Corporation is also known by spotting the right locations for their developments. Because again, location is very important. It's one of the most important factors you would be considering if you buy properties. Locations.
Right.
when you talk about locations, we spot locations that are very near international airports, locations that have high appraisals or high value in the future, locations that are just minutes away from important agencies or government agencies that one may need in the future, or maybe locations that are highly marketable, not only for locals, but also for international buyers in the future. So
Oh, awesome. That is like so interesting to learn about, especially like you said, if anybody picks a spot anywhere and then they're like, "Oh, I'm going to build something here." Anybody could do that, right? But like you said, you have to figure out why and what can people benefit from that, right?
right, that's right.
I'm going to take a little bit of a break and introduce Tito Bernie because he is here on the call. He is the one that was responsible for, setting up this interview. And also he is one of the many faces of PHLV Radio and the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide. So Tito Bernie, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for accommodating us here. And they are a special guest. That's why, I made this possible. If we can interview them today for our next, next program that we'll be having for the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide. So one thing that I'd like to ask Mr. Peñaflor is the one that he presented yesterday, which I think everyone will be most interested in, the condotel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Condotel. Thank you for reminding me about it, Tito Bernie. Just so to give Siri Mill an idea, a great idea about it. Condotel is one of those 8 investment options that we have been marketing across the board. Now, condotel, just to give you a short idea about it, is a portmanteau of 2 words. So condominium and hotel. So basically, This is like a condominium setup. However, this will be operational as a hotel, which means you as a unit owner won't be able to live in the property. That's a sad news, I suppose. But because you won't be able to live in your property, then that will be operational as a hotel. So that's very much welcome. It will be welcoming tourists, and other guests who would perhaps visiting the Philippines or visiting around the area. So even if you're not in the Philippines, even if you would not be taking good care of that unit, somebody will do that for you, which happens to be our property management. That's why this is called to be a hassle-free, a worry-free, a touch-free, sometimes a touch-free type of investment. So you buy a property that would be perpetually owned. It will be yours forever because it's going to come with a title. It'll be insured even, and of course, an experienced property management would be looking after your unit, and we'll be having it rented out for you. So you're not going to be looking around for your clients who would be renting out your unit, because we will give you that, of course, that opportunity or that chance. And all you have to do is just to work here. You work here in the U.S., do your thing here in the U.S., and at the end of the year, you'll be getting your income, which it equates to a passive income. So you earn dollars here, you earn pesos in the Philippines as well. So that's a condotel. Yeah.
Yes, it is really a good investment. Investment wise, I think that's the best buy that you can have for a condo, and so I think Sherimel one day probably would be an owner of that condotel, huh?
Oh, I hope so. You were talking about it. I'm sold already. Count me in.
With your sweetheart, you'll be investing on that kind. I mean.
Oh, thank you, Tito Bernie. Thank you so much.
We cannot wait for you in the Philippines, Siri Mills.
Oh, yes. This is awesome because when you were describing that, here, I think, a lot of people here in the States, they like to purchase properties and rent them out to people. But I've learned, especially like with Airbnb and stuff like that people are coming to across a lot of problems, states are passing laws where they're not allowing that anymore and stuff like that. But, the fact that you guys have this all, your ducks are in a row, and it seems like you really know what you guys are doing with this condotel. I feel like this is going to be very successful for you all.
Right. And Cyril, let's face it, a lot of Filipinos, when they come over in America, when they get to have a decent work here in the US, some of them would not consider of, going back to the Philippines. Come on, let's face it. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
US is incomparable of our country by far, and we've
Mm-hmm.
got great opportunities out here. And even my relatives, I just came back from Baltimore and from some parts of New Jersey, they would be telling me that opportunities in the US are at stake, and even better if you compare it to the opportunities we get in the Philippines. So a lot of Filipinos, instead of them putting their hard-earned money to the Philippines, they actually put it in the US. We understand that. We totally respect that. Even I will do if I would be in their shoes. But Megaworld International is somehow giving them the opportunity to somehow at least get back to their country, own a little piece of it, because at the end of the day, you would always go back home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there.
Wow, that's awesome. And for people that are looking to get, hold on, sorry. Um, for people that are looking to get, involved or invest in, other properties that you already have available, what's that process like? Is it fairly simple, or
Yeah.
how can?
Process may not be as easy as 1, 2, 3, but just so to give you an idea, if you are residing to any other countries, like in the US, all you have to do is just to reserve the unit for
Okay.
as low as $400 or even less. Okay, and you would just need to send an ID to us, and of course the proof of reservation, which could be gotten by a bank or maybe from the remittance center. And then you would be signing an initial document stating that you are reserving that unit. And later on, after a couple of months, you would be receiving some important documents that would prove of your ownership of that particular project or particular condo that you bought from us. And legally speaking, Cyril, I'd like to say that all our clients are well assisted, and they are all taken care of by our customer care group, which basically open 24/7, because we serve the world. Mega World International serves the world. And just a one call or maybe one email or maybe just a message over a messenger will do to help them out or to assist them out. Again, we want to make sure that our clients would have a smooth process when they buy properties in the Philippines. So
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. I love that. I think this is kind of going off a little off topic, but like you said, that customer support that you provide, I think will really buy in people, because when it comes to something as big as this that we're investing, you want to make sure that you have that support there all the time, that you're not just left in the dust. So
that is for sure. Cyril, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I would
no,
just
you're good.
yeah, I just really want to highlight this. Mega, our team in Manila, well, of course we sleep, right? But it has been a joke within the office that since we serve the world, we have different time zones, we respect different time zones. You just give us a message and we want to make sure that we'll get back to your query, or we'll get back to you to assist you on time. Or if not on time, maybe we want to make sure that it's not going to go long, because again, we understand their situation in other countries. So
Mhm.
customer care is something that we highlight every time.
Wow, thank you so much for that, John. Tito Bernie, do you have any questions? Oh, hold on. I think you're muted, Tito.
Where's Mac and Arlene?
That's a very good question, Tito Bernie. Tito Bernie, Mac is in a different commitment now. We really want to be with you all this afternoon. In fact, we were somehow agitated that we cannot, but because we just have a very limited time, we will be here in Las Vegas up until Saturday morning. Mac will be leaving tomorrow because he will be flying to LA for a couple of commitments as well. But Tita Arlene is currently just somewhere this area too, and having a meeting with some Indonesian friends or clients. So sorry
Great.
about that.
Good. Okay, that's understandable. I just want to them to be introduced, while we are on air. So
I know, but we can perhaps add their names on the caption.
Yes, and maybe we can always plan another interview, once you're closer to opening that Las Vegas spot here.
Right.
So, John, I have just any closing remarks. Do you have any advice or, please, let our viewers know the purpose or the importance of investing?
Sure. Well, I'm pretty sure Filipinos are smart in terms of investments. First of all, I'd like to just emphasize that when you invest properties, or when you put your hard-earned monies or your greens to a property, you want to make sure that the developer is a star developer. And when I say a star developer, it has to be stable, a trusted developer. Star developer. So stable, trusted, A-class, and reliable company. Because at the end of the day, it's the company who would be giving you this good problem or maybe a bad problem in the future. So look at that first. You look at the company and you look at the portfolio. So I should not miss saying this, but the Megaworld Corporation actually isn't just one company. We are a conglomerate, and we even own some international hotel brands in the Philippines like Sheraton, Hilton, Marriott, and these are first-rate companies, right? So when we talk about first-rate companies, we talk about first-rate service as well. 5-star hotels, come on. And also 52% of McDonald's in the Philippines, which equates to about 704 branches, are owned by Megaworld by the name of Golden Arches Development Corporation. So there, I think when you invest into something, you want to make sure that these investments are done or will be done by first-rate companies like Megaworld. Secondly, you look at the value. When you look at the value, you want to make sure that you look at the location also, because the value only appraises if the location is actually good. So again, when you invest into something, you want to make sure that property is located. And sorry about my background, but I hope
it's okay.
you can hear me. But yes, you want to make sure that property is located in prime locations of the Philippines, like Boracay. As you may know, Boracay will always be Boracay. It's a prime island. It's a very first-class island, right? Or maybe a property in the business district, or maybe a property that are near the airport or international airports even. And of course, properties that are just a walk away from everything. So I guess a township development is such a perfect option for those who'd like to own a piece of the Philippines. And lastly, sorry, Cirimel, I say a lot.
No, you're good.
I am that passionate, into telling the world that Megaworld finally has given you the right option, all right, or the right type of investment to invest in, and that is condotel. So if you want a property that won't hassle you that much, a property that you would just need an assurance that you're earning passively in the Philippines, and a property that would somehow give you the time or the luxury of time to also enjoy it, because if you own if you own a condotel in the Philippines, you at least have 30 days to maximize or to enjoy that in a year. So of course, we are a unselfish company. We want to make sure that as you earn from your condotel, you also get to enjoy that in different locations. So these are just my my tips, my practical tips if you invest in property, especially in the Philippines.
Thank you so much, John. Is there
You're welcome.
any way to contact you or reach out to you for people who are interested?
See, right now we have been wanting to to hire a lot of international property ambassadors here in Las Vegas. But right now we have Tita Arlene Skinner. She is our country manager. You can find her on Facebook. Her name is Arlene Skinner. She is our country manager, one of our country managers for the US. Come on, US is so huge, right? So we hire a lot of country managers. We call them country managers because they are taking good care of all our clients and all those who'd like to be part of our company. So she is based in Michigan, but she travels a lot, across America. And if you are not that, if you're not into Facebook, perhaps you might want to contact Tita Bernie. So Tita Bernie would connect you to Miss Arlene Skinner. So there.
Wow, there you go, everyone. So I just want to say thank you, John, for really informing us and educating everyone about this, because like I said, investing in real estate is something that's really important in our life and can really help us. And as you can see from everything he said today, you can really tell that they are a very passionate company who cares about their, investors and their partners and everything like that. So I highly suggest you stay in tune with us on PHLV Radio. Keep in contact with Tito Bernie so he can reach out to John if anybody is interested. And again, if you're investing in yourself, you're investing in a property in the Philippines, and you're investing in your country, and you're investing in the people, who you are. So I highly, highly recommend to check out Megaworld International. Again, thank you everyone for watching the Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide here on PHLV Radio. This is your host, Sarah Mel, along with Tito Bernie and Mr. John Penaflor. So catch us again next week, Thursdays at 6 p.m. And this is Sarah Mel signing off. Thank you.
The Las Vegas Filipino Resource Guide is a vital tool and a helpful media outlet for business enterprises to connect and to reach out to Filipino American consumers. For more information, go to www.lasvegasfrg.com or you can email at lasvegasfrg@gmail.com.